common phrase and thought with a lot of people in coaching and in business is no excuses. And it's certainly something I believe in and practice as well, but how do you really make that happen sometimes? What are some examples of no excuses? In my engineering and business experience, I had one time with a piece of equipment, big piece of equipment, there's only a few in the country, that broke down with the company I was doing some work with. And they basically came to me, made a phone call and said, Perry, we're in trouble. That machine went down. I said, well, what are you going to do about it? What can you do? How long does it take to get the parts? How long does it take to fix it? And it was not good news. It's a rare piece of equipment. It's going to take some time. So I said, well, what alternatives do you have? And they kind of looked at me kind of cold, and more in conversation, where else in the country do these things exist? And they ended up taking their project, which is a team of 30 people, it wasn't all of the team, but a good chunk of the team ended up moving from California out to Detroit to get our work done. Again, there's no excuses. If something happens, that's okay. We either recover from where we were or we find plan B. So we went again out to Detroit and finished the project. Probably lost a little bit of schedule, but it was unnoticeable compared to what else was happening on the project at the same time. Similarly with basketball, just with players, there's I hurt my leg, or I'm late and I can't get a ride, whatever the excuse may be. And I had a player one time, very good player. He ended up getting some interesting awards and recognitions later on in his career, but the particular year I was coaching him, he was an 8th grader, and he had this tendency to show up late to practices and to games. And so I would have him, in front of the team, run his conditioning drills, line to line to line, and it wasn't enough to embarrass him to get there on time. I would do my own race with him. Of course, I scheduled the race right after the team did all their running. And then I raced him and proved that I could beat him, that he needed to be there for conditioning as well. But that still wasn't enough for the kid. And I took him aside one day and I said, I called him by name and I said, you need to find one-on-one, but you need to find a solution to this. And because he'd come to games, and here's the referee ready to do the jump ball, and that's when he'd walk in the gym. So no warm-up, no game plan, no nothing. All of a sudden he started showing up to everything on time. And obviously I was happy about it, but I went up to him again, asked him by name, I appreciate what you're doing, glad you fixed it. I wasn't really asking what he did, but he told me, he said he started lying to his parents by 1 hour of where he needed to be places. And that's what got him to show up on time. I told him that, I said, I'm not necessarily encouraging lying, but I do appreciate your resourcefulness of finding a solution to something that was a challenge. Not your fault if you're in 8th grade that you don't have buddies that can drive and you can't drive. But if it's on your parents, you still got to find a solution because you're still hurting the team and you're hurting yourself. So I appreciated that player and the recognitions he got down the road in his career. I was really happy to see that. Hopefully I was a part of that, helping teach him the discipline needed, and no excuses. And so whether it's, again, business or basketball, no excuses, find a way to make it happen. And the successes will come. If you like that approach, if you don't want excuses, if you want your project done well, give us a call at Perry Solutions. We'll help you out.